I think what I know for sure, what I absolutely know is that no matter what you're going through in your life, you know, what problem, challenge, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're going through, that you have enough power and enough love, enough wisdom inside of you to get through it. I know that without a doubt. You know, I know that when I've been down on my hands and knees and never thought that I would get through the next minute, that there was a power that moved through me, and I know it's in you, that can move through your life. And it's those problems that grow us. It's those problems, those challenges that really grow us. One of the, I think it's the first noble truth, there's 4 noble truths in Buddhism, and the first one is that there's suffering. You know, there's suffering in life. And I think that we have to be able to say that. We have to be able to feel it inside, you know, there is suffering. And if we're not suffering or we're not having challenges in the moment, then people that we love are having the challenges. Or even if that's okay right now, you see it out in the world. Because that's just the way of this human condition of ours, is that there are challenges and there are problems. But knowing that we have something so powerful and incredible to guide us, to hold us, to lift us through these challenges of life makes all the difference in how you see the world and how you can trust. See, the biggest word I think we could ever have is trust. That there's something bigger, that there's some divine plan, somehow, somewhere. We might not get it at the time, but it's there, and it's always there for us. It's always there for us. And that in every religion, every tradition, if you go back, every fairy tale, you know, there's always this theme that runs through about a suffering person who overcomes and becomes better because of it. Becomes Dorothy, I'm thinking in the world, Wizard of Oz, you know, Cinderella, all of the things. In the Bible, there's all sorts of scripture that talks about it, about how we can overcome, and because of it, we become more soulful. We become more wise. You know, we're filled with more than we ever thought possible. Actually, we're already filled with that goodness. It's just that we don't realize it until sometimes the suffering happens, you know? Seeing the good in these challenges of life, it's probably the hardest practice that there is being able to look at your life and saying, wow, thank you, God, for this gift. You know, we do that all the time. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you for this one. Now we'll deal with this. But because every day there's challenges. And thinking of the pain as a gift is a whole way of seeing it differently. It provides this attitude of, I can get through this, and so can you. And it's a way that we have to learn to live our life in this trusting way. So I put this image up. I like it because, do you know what haiku is? I'm not sure if anybody knows, but it's this form of Japanese poetry. It's a short, probably 3 sentences. There's a certain way it has to be formed with syllables and things. But it's like a Zen koan kind of, you know, but it's very powerful, alive words that you're to look at and then to take within you and feel them. It's the words that come alive within you. And I put this one up here because it reminds me of what we're talking about today, about these beautiful problems. It's in the 1700s, Masi Hade. Didn't I say that well? Say Masi Hade. I looked it up in Wikipedia and it actually pronounces it for you. It pronounces it. It says Masi Hade. And so I kept practicing it until I could say it really intelligently. So I had to say it again, Masi Hade. He says, the barn burnt down. Now I can see the moon. Okay? Now, it might sound simple, but think about this. Just think about what that could mean. If these words are to come alive within you, just what, 5 words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. 5, 6, 7, 8 words, right? 8 words. And if you take that with, okay, 9 words, okay. Picky here, okay. 9 words though, that can actually come alive within you. If you take it apart, the barn is burnt down. You know, you can tell it's written 1700s, right? The barn burnt down. What's burnt down in your life, right? What divorce, you know, health challenges, financial ruin, what is it? You know, what's burned down? The next sentence, and they do this for a reason, now is the next sentence. In this present moment, right now, this is 1700s, and they're talking about being in the now moment. Now, right now, that you're shocked into this present moment because your barn's burned down, last line, I can see the moon. The beauty of what is there, and it's revealed after the barn is burned down. And I'm thinking about the mind structures that we have. Eckhart Tolle talks about these mind structures. And when we get rid of all of the stuff and the thoughts and the negativity, right, that's in our head, these are the mind structures. Now, in the present moment, nothing is left but you and God and the beauty of the moon and what is. What's left is what is. It's the clear vision. You see differently. See? You see differently. So these are so helpful to us. You know, every problem that we have, every single problem has another side to it. But we only see the problem. It has the wisdom that we're to learn. There isn't anything that you're going through that doesn't have another side. And that other side is for us to learn. It's a wisdom. But sometimes we get so caught up, and I know me, in either pity or self-recrimination, that I can't see it. But what I know is that every life challenge I have and every problem that you have is a beautiful problem because it's initiated by our soul. Wow, that's big. But I believe it with all my heart that we create the problem so that we can grow into something better and bigger than we think we are. So that we can grow into this power of love. You know, we think our problems are created by each other, another person, our ex-husband. But the truth is, it's created by the soul. It's an energy that's created by the soul so that we can step into the power of love, the power of forgiveness, the power of gratefulness. See, the problems arise to support our consciousness. And then we get the choice of how if we let it or not, of how we see them. Our problems help facilitate our whole way of being in the world. See, every challenge that we have is an energy. I talk about energy a lot because we are energy beings. And the problems that we have are energy also. And they come to us. See, we have to learn how to incorporate this energy into our life. And it hurts. I was thinking that how much our problems hurt. You know, big problems, little problems, they hurt and they're painful. And you know why? I was thinking about this last night. I was laying in bed. And it's because we are these innocent, soulful, loving beings. And when this kind of toxic energy, you know, of jealousy or of hatred or of, you know, whatever it is, you know, that you're feeling enter us, it hurts. Because it's not who we are. It's not who we are. And our job then becomes to take whatever is entering us, whatever jealousy, whatever sadness, whatever anger, whatever is entering us, and transmute it into the power of love. It's not to shove it down, not to bury it, it's to be able to feel it. And see, that hurts. It's easier to shove it down and go on and, you know, affirm your life away. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actually feeling the power of sadness until it brings it to the light. I'm talking about feeling the power of whatever it is in your life until you can transmute it, because it is energy. We're energy beings, and these are energy. Anything that disturbs this calm peace within you needs to be transmitted into something that is congruent with what you are, which is peace and love and kindness and gratitude. See, there's big ones, you know, we deal with the big problems in life. We talk about them, you know, the financial, the health. But I honestly think that maybe it's the little problems, the little challenges, because there's more of them every day that rock us off center. You know what I mean? Just every little kind of thing, you know, it's waiting in line, you know, for the groceries, or driving and then somebody cuts in front of you. Those are the little things every day. And unless those are little problems. I was thinking about how enlightened I was, and joke. But how I was thinking, I'm getting it, okay, I'm getting it. And I go out to the kitchen, and I've got these two little fat dogs, and they're on a diet. The doctor put them on a diet, right? You know, so all they get between them is like one can of food. And it's really hard because they're used to eating all this food and getting fatter and fatter, so now we can only feed them that. So the minute I walk into the kitchen, You know, I have 8 legs that go like this, you know, follow me. If I walk over to the dishwasher, here they come. Then I walk over to the, you know, counter, here they come, you know. Anytime I'm in there trying to get myself food, I have to hide it and run in my room and eat it. You know? But it's like the source of irritation for me, you know. It's weird, they're in sync too, you know. I go this way, I go this way, and they, on this tile, and they tap, tap, tap. And it's like the tapping is getting on my nerves. And that's what I'm talking about, is that, you know, it might not seem like a big deal, right? We all got these little things that just are irritating, but it throws you off your calm. You know, it disturbs the calm piece of my soul. And so it's for me then to look at this beautiful problem and do something about it. It came to me for a reason, because I thought that I was pretty clear, okay? I'm not too clear. I'm not too clear if little things like that bug me. You know, so it was for me to say, okay, what am I feeling? These dogs are really getting on my nerves here. You know, it's irritation, it's nervousness, it's anxiety. I don't even have to label it, and this is what the traditions tell us. We don't have to label what it is. We don't even have to say it's anxiety. We don't have to say it's, you know, nerves. We don't have to say anything. All we have to do is get present, get very present, and feel what we're feeling. So I'm sitting and I'm feeling, right, the nervousness. What does nervousness feel like? You know, and it's kind of edgy and your heart kind of pounds. And you breathe and you just bring the light. You bring the light to it and it transmutes it. And so that's what I'm talking about, is addressing the problem when you have the problem. You have a choice, see, to bury it down. And Thich Nhat Hanh in his book, Energy of Prayer, I love that book, talks about these knots that are tied inside of us because we take these little irritations like the dogs and we bury them down, right? And then all of a sudden they come out on Callie. I'll be talking to you and all of a sudden I'll yell at you, you know, because I'm irritated because of the dog, really. Do you understand what I'm saying? You take it out on other people because you've buried it, all these knots. But when we bring the light of our presence, which is the power of love, it's who we are, when we get present, that's all. You don't even have to search for the light. You just have to get present by taking a breath and bringing yourself present. You feel that power, and it dissipates. It dissipates what's going on in your life. It dissipates it all. See, when these deep, toxic stuff, you know, this stuff is buried down within us and we don't address it, guess what? It turns into everything from addiction to chocolate to alcohol to drugs to everything, because we're trying to get something. We're trying to get rid of this feeling that we have within us. But once we address it, you know, that's the foundation of all the spiritual work, is to address these issues. And we don't have to go through years of psychotherapy. We can, and that helps. I don't want to say that I've done that too. But what I know is that with spiritual practice and with becoming present with your life, that it shifts things. It shifts them completely, you know? Feeling what you're feeling. That's what I'm trying to say here, quickly. Feeling what you're feeling without labeling it. It's okay if you're feeling like heck. It's okay, you know? If you're not feeling so top right now, just let yourself feel it and let it remove from who you are so that your shining, beautiful essence can shine through in your life. See, when we have a challenge, when we have an irritation, a little irritation, if everybody think of a little irritation you have right now in your life, you know, mine's the little dogs right now. There's probably, I don't mean a big thing, but just a little one. And today, go home, work on that. Feel it. Feel what it makes you feel like and see the light. You have a choice. You know, that's your choice. There's two possibilities. You can either address it and let it release, or you can bury it down and pretend that it doesn't exist. And that's our call today, is to be able to let it come to your life and transmute it into this power of love. It's not always easy to do. It's not easy to accept these things, but it's in each one of us, see, to do. You know, Robert's going to sing, it's in each one of us to be wise. You are wise. You got wisdom and glory and love and intelligence, and the power of the universe runs through us. We can deal and accept the problems of our life and transmit them. See, the more problems, it's great, they're beautiful. More problems, guess what? More love, right? You transmute all of these beautiful problems that are coming to you. It only makes you shine lighter and lighter and lighter. And as you have these problems come to you and transmit them, you become lighter. You become lighter. You become free to live your life. So Elizabeth, I I want to talk about, I'll close in just a minute, but Elizabeth Lesser, Judy talked about her, has the Seeker's Guide, and she talks about the faith process. And I read it and I went, wow, I'm right on, because that's what I do, you know? Wow, pretty smart, huh? This faith process, she calls. Because I remember doing this when I didn't think I could go on, when there wasn't a minute, I said earlier, that I thought I could get through. I laid in bed one night and my heart was pounding, and I just couldn't imagine what my next moment would be like. And I did this process, and at the end, I felt a cradling. I can't even tell you, and it was like a new energy moved through me. First thing she says is, quiet your mind. Quiet your mind, you know, with your breath. Bring your presence right there as the thoughts are there. Get present. And the next thing you got to do is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive the situation, whatever's going on. Let go of it. You got to forgive God if you don't think God helped you. You know, whatever your relationship is there, you got to let go so that peace can happen. And then you got to ask. You know, however it is that you ask. Show me, God. I remember laying there going, show me, God, show me, God, show me, God. You know, however it is you talk, and it doesn't have to be to a God up there, it can be to this power inside of you. You know, show me what I'm to do. Go on, help me, God, help me. You know, somebody said Father Thomas Keaton said the most powerful prayer you can ever say is help me. I believe that, because in those times, it shifts the energy of despair and victimhood to help. And then lean back and rest in God, rest in peace. Just lean back and know that you are held in something bigger than you are. Will you put up the next picture, David? This is my baby. Oh, this is my grandbaby, a month old today. Okay, this is her daddy. This is her daddy holding her. And that picture is so relevant today, I think, to us. And there's the next one too, David. There she is. And I thought, as I looked at that picture, I thought, wow, this just reminds me of the safety the baby feels, you know, in the arms of the daddy. And this is us. You know, we can feel that safety too by just letting go. You know, by letting go and leaning back. The Course in Miracles says, resting in God. And that's what I'm talking about, is that letting go of what you think you can control, because we can't control anything. All we can do is just lean back and rest in God and know that there are arms to hold us and arms and hands to catch us. So our job, embrace our lives. You know, just embrace who you are, because you are a child of God. You know, you are perfect the way that you are. And when we embrace it, we start to see the divine in us. Kind of reminds me of our mission. And so won't you close saying the mission with me? May we express our divinity and embrace our humanity. May this day and always let it be so. Thank you for joining us.